Alright, this is going to be an overview of this Lasko Box Fan that I got brand new at Walgreens. You might be wondering, why did I buy this fan, since it is very well known that these are very cheap fans in terms of quality and performance. Well, there's a reason for that. Oh, a few reasons. One, I'm going to be using this at the storage unit, so it's going to be taking the place of the Durcraft as being a fan to use in the fan area. Though I do have another fan I can use in the other basement, which could be another one of these, who knows. But if so, it'll be one that I get for a few bucks, like at a thrift store once thrift stores start opening back up and everything. Another reason is that since I do need a box fan over there as soon as possible, one I don't care about if it gets damaged and everything. And with the thrift stores being closed still because of the pandemic that's going on and such, I figured I'd just get this one right there and then, despite having to pay the retail price, because I do need one right now. And I'd rather just get one now, pay the full retail price, instead of waiting who knows how much longer it'll be until I can get one from a thrift store. That's a newer one like this. But the other thing is, if it breaks down, gets damaged in the storage unit, I won't care because it's a newer, not valuable box fan that's still being mass produced and such. So that's the reason why I got this. But I figured I'd also do a kind of a review of it in some way. Something I've noticed is the Walgreens that I got this one at has a white and blue box with the fan being outlined in a blue outline. However, a CVS that's near it has the same box fan, but with a completely blue box with a white outline. I'm not sure what's the difference. I'm guessing they're the same. Or maybe some of them are just different box design in certain areas, who knows. But it's something I've always noticed throughout the years. Certain stores will have a different box design for the Lasko Box Fan. Some do and some don't. Now, this design has basically been in use since the late 90s. Though they've changed it a little bit over the years, one of which being is they've changed the knob that controls the speed control on it. Other thing is the Lasko badge in the center has changed a bit. I remember like a few years ago they had it more of a rectangular shaped one. Now they went back to the oval shape that they've always had. And the blade design is kind of the same. I don't really notice a big difference they've been using this type of design for the longest time now. But the build on this is nowhere near the same as one from like the 2000s and such. Because right around 2010 and going further, I've noticed that they really started to go downhill in quality into how they are today. They're definitely not as powerful as they used to be, or built as well as they used to be. And the motor, it's pretty small in these and underpowered. Though I do feel it's mostly because a lot of people complain about box fans being very loud, so in order to make it more quiet, they gave it a weaker motor. Despite these not being the best fans, I still feel that they do have use, as long as they're working right. But if they're not working right, then just toss it out or part it out. But since if it works well, you can find some use for it, like in a work area where you don't care about it getting beat up. And that's exactly what I'm going to use this one for. Now, looking at the frame, it definitely feels like very thin sheet metal that they use for the frame. The grills are very, very cheap plastic. It definitely reeks of cheap plastic manufacturing on it, especially the blade. Here's the back. I'm not sure. I don't think you can tell the year on it in that spot like you could have with the older ones. Something I do find funny though, despite me pulling this out of the box, there were some markings on it, like as if it's been touched. Probably from the people whoever packed it in the box and such. And this one's brand new. It came off those little stub thingies that you usually never find on them when you got them used. And here's the information on the bottom. Have no clue how old this one is. Wait a second. I was about to say, there's no way this thing was from 2014. No, well, it could be. You never know. But, something I have noticed with these is the older ones are definitely a lot louder. As the one I had at the old apartment I meant to bring here, but didn't get to because my mom gave it away to somebody who desperately needed one. I remember that one being very loud, especially on the low speed. But, that's the one thing I can say that these are at least somewhat more quiet. But, yeah, let me go ahead and start off on low. And it is shaking already. So for a fan brand new out of the box, I'm guessing maybe one of the blades is already out of alignment, which doesn't surprise me. But it is pushing a decent breeze. More so than the ones I've tested at Savers. Usually a lot of those are pretty weak on the low speed. And it is making my hair move a bit. You can kind of see the shadow of it. So it is moving some air. Now for medium. It's not too loud on a medium speed, and it is moving quite a bit of air on medium as well. And as you can see, my hair is moving quite a bit in the shadow. And for those who don't know, I do have pretty long hair, so that's why I'm using that as a reference. Now for high. Alright, that's removing decent air for what it is. Not gonna make my hair fly all over the place in front of my face. Alright, let me go ahead and shut it off and do spin down, and also just talk about the general opinion on this fan. So the air movement's actually not horrible. It's the fan itself, build-wise, is not good at all. But the air movement does make up for it in a sense, I feel. And that's because I have tested a lot of newer box fans at Savers when I was working there and such, testing them on my break. And a lot of them barely moved any air at all. But the Lasko ones I've noticed tend to still move some air at least. So that is a redeeming factor with them. Now, for people who don't know how to fix fans, especially older ones, when they need oil and such, this isn't the worst option. That is one thing I do feel it's good about these is these are at least decent for what you pay for. But there's definitely better options out there without a question. Now, for people who are on a tighter budget, which I understand definitely, this will do the job. It's not going to cool you down completely, especially when it's hot and humid out, but it'll make you feel at least a little bit more comfortable. And this is kind of the same feeling that Jordan U has with the Littleton ceiling fan, which I'm the same way. If it has a purpose, if it does the job at least, especially for the price that it is, then at least it does the job that it's supposed to do. Now, obviously, I can use something more better quality, but if it's just for like a beater work fan, which is exactly what I'm going to use it for, at least do the job for what I need to do. So, yeah, I don't really like to say. I mean, it isn't really a useless fan because it definitely does move some air. If it didn't move almost any air at all, then that'd be a different story. But it does do what it's supposed to do, and that is to move some air. So, yeah, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.